Symbotic earnings, ticker symbol SYM, coming up tonight after hours. This is the build up to it. This is the preview. Prepare. What is Symbotic? Does it sound cool to you? Yeah, buy it. SYM. It's got to be a buy in it if it starts with SYM. I'm only joking. In this analysis review, we're going to look at the stock just before the earnings. Let's see how it pans out. And we're going to see if there's an opportunity here for you to make money. Can you make money from this stock? That's the question. Are we going to see the numbers looking good? Are you about to reach for your credit card, Jordan Smith, and buy some Symbotic as we try and print some money? Yeah, we got the money printer on. We expect to have the money printed on later on next year. But anyway, we're going to peruse over the numbers and we're going to see if there's an opportunity to buy right now. So are you ready? Let's look at Symbotic as we prepare. In this, we're going to share with you the balance sheet, the profit, the loss, who's buying, who's selling. You can get analysis. This is not a full analysis. It's just a brief one before the earnings. But you can get analyses like this if you are a member and you do a super chat. I'll explain that shortly. We're going to be opening it up again very shortly. We've got 2 more to do before I open it up again. We'll look at the intrinsic value, the balance sheet, the inside trading, the financials, the profits, all the rest of it. We're then going to very quickly go and look at the latest news, how it trends against the S&P, and so on, just before the earnings. Is that perfect timing or what? Yes, it is, isn't it? Yes, even though I say it myself. Symbotic, what is it? First of all, you may never have heard it before, so we might need to tell you all about it. Symbotic is an automation technology company which engages in robotics and automation-based product movement technology platform. It focuses on developing, commercializing, and deploying innovative end-to-end technology solutions for supply chain operations. This is only a brief analysis, but remember, I'm not covering all the details. Round since 2020, it's only 4 years old from being public at least. Massachusetts, 1,300 employees. Richard B. Cohen. If you'd like Richard B. Cohen on the show, email investor relations. Many of you have done that. That's how we've got one tomorrow, in fact. And we can bring you world exclusive where we go inside the company and reveal what's really going on live, unedited, unscripted. They don't even know what questions I'm going to ask them. If you'd like to have Rich on the show, email investor relations, say I'm an investor and I'd love you to be on the show. 3.15 billion market cap, price to earnings ratio 173.98. Dividend yield, no dividend on this stock. Very, very low volume indeed. So you're trying to sell the stock, it's hard when no one's prepared to pay what you want for the stock. Let's scroll on down and let's see what's going on. Robinhood investors have been buying recently and then just dumping a little bit. Don't care what Robinhood have been doing. No interest to me whatsoever. I do care, though, what hedge funders and insiders do because they drive the market. Robinhood investors like you and I don't do nothing. Not interested in that. But I am interested in hedge funders that back in Q4 of 22 was dumping this stock, and then they've been trading in and out of it ever since. Insiders not doing anything. Now this, if you see this looks like auto transactions. That's not a good or bad sign. It's simply there's nothing going on at the moment. They're just doing automatic transactions, which means they're all preset, like for tax reasons and all the rest of it. Nothing really amazing to report there. Analysis Morningstar say it's a strong buy, 70%. Again, that doesn't interest me because they're paid to say so. I do my reviews completely impartial, unbiased. I'm not paid anything. Plus, I don't own the stock either. So either way, it's the real deal. Now, what is interesting is on the next earnings tonight, in a few minutes, in fact, will we become cash positive for the first time? Always a great moment when that happens. We're seeing the earnings generally trending up. Sometimes they beat earnings, sometimes they don't. They missed on the last earnings. However, we're trending up all the time. That's got to be an encouraging sign overall. Who else is buying the stock? The reason why I say that gives you an idea of how it trades. SoundHound. We like SoundHound. One day we can see it at $10. UPath, super microcomputer, there's a risky one right now. Palantir, massively overbought. Micron Technology. Gives you an idea how the stock will trade. Obviously, with volatility. Okay, let's look at the numbers and see what we might expect from tonight. Let's have a look at it. The intrinsic value would suggest it is overvalued by 66%. However, intrinsic values are not the whole story. I've just noticed I've got a little white dot there. If you get rid of that white dot, there you go. White dot, gone. We won't edit that out. We'll leave that in. It's a real moment, okay? It's the moment of the white dot. Okay, SYM is saying it's overvalued, but again, that's not enough. A lot of people just look at that and go, no, it's overvalued. I'm going to short the stock. And people look at very few metrics these days, and we know that because we asked people about the balance sheet, and 85% of you said no, never read the balance sheet. So there you go. Anyway, financials. Let's have a look at it. Up 12%. Nice. No S curve here. Just steady growth is expected. Operating income is up 10%, moving in the right direction. Again, not really an S-curve explosion. Net income is up 10%. Financing cash flow, so negative, is down 12%. Investing cash flow is down 14%. And operating cash flow is down 4% as well. All right, let's look at the balance sheet. This is important. 1.6 billion in assets, of which 870 million is in cash. So we're just about right with cash. We've got a little bit heavy cash. I don't like businesses with too much cash because effectively, if they're just a cash holding company like DJT, Donald Trump stock, it's not a stock. It's not a business. It's just holding some cash, and we can all make money on our own cash. No point doing that. We want cash working, being invested in the business, not just sitting there. Anyway, 1.6 billion in assets. What about the liabilities? No short or long-term debt. We like that. So that's nice. No long-term debt, no short-term debt, which means also no catalyst as rates come down. You've got to see it both sides of it. But anyway, there's none of that, just running costs. So the balance sheet is going to be pretty good. The solvency is going to be pretty good. This is going to show some good numbers. Is it worth buying? Well, it depends on the margins and the profits and the businesses and the potential, which is why the earnings is so important. Gross margin looks great, 14%. Probably low in this sector, but nevertheless, gross margin is a profit. But then gross margin's profit, but then we see operating margin, net margin, no, we're not actually making any money. FCF margin, 4%. ROCE, down 51%, ROIC down 31%, ROA down 1%, and ROE down 8%. Now, if you want to know what all these terms mean, you can. I'll give you the links below and in the live video. This is Seeking Alpha. We got a lot of Black Friday deals going on at the moment. Go and check it out. We're giving free trials, discounts, you name it. Anyway, then you can open up all this yourself and you can find more detailed information. The links for all of that in the chat. I'll give it to everybody else below the video when you're watching this made later on. Scrolling on down, so there we go. Profitability, like we said, they're making money, but on the gross profit, but the net profit is not. So 31% is quite low. We've seen a lot lower though. We've also seen a lot higher. Profitability isn't that great, but it's not that bad either. Hopefully will improve. Solvency score, it's not bright green, but 68's okay. Like I said, it's got a reasonable balance sheet. It's not great because it's not really making much money. In fact, it's not making money, is it, overall? But at the end of the day, 68% solvency is okay. So you can invest in this knowing it's not going bankrupt anytime soon. Wall Street say worst case scenario 67% downside, average 33% upside, and the best case scenario is 108% on the upside. So if you like this sector, this could be of interest to you. All right, okay, there is my analysis. Look at that. I was covering this stock recently, Symbotic. I just realized that 11 months ago I covered this. That's interesting. And nothing since, which means no, I don't mean from me, but only one thing has been picked up here. That means no one's really talking about it. It's under the radar, this company. No one's really paying any attention to it. It's not rock and roll and sexy right now. So you never know. That could change. Anyway, let's go over now to our next part. Now, if you're enjoying my analysis using this software, we're going to use some Seeking Alpha software now. Black Friday sale. I've given you the link in the chat. Links below. We've got discounts running on. Welcome to the Lucas Aids, the Alpha Spread. Discounts everywhere. Everyone's giving you free trials at the moment. Without my referral, you don't get these discounts, by the way. So anyway, Symbotic ticks lower after short report from Hunterbrook. This is just out. Let's read this. Symbotic paired an earlier loss and rose 3.3% after a new short report from Hunterbrook Capital. Hunterbrook Capital is short SYM at the time of publication. Symbotics has short interest of 13%. It's not excessive. 13% is not excessive. However, it's very high. So no short squeeze here, nowhere near the volume, nowhere near the short interest. If you think we're going to get a short squeeze anytime soon, not a hope in hell. So I just thought I'd mention that to you. Right, this is only a brief analysis today. I just wanted to cover some quick points here on the stock, but I'm going to bring you one other thing as well, the valuation. The factor grades and the ratings before I finish. This is also what you can find on Seeking Alpha. You see Seeking Alpha analyst, no one's covering it. It's like I said before, there's no real news. No one's really paying any attention, not covered. Wall Street, as you can see, they like it from the growth potential they gave. And Quant, the AI software, is saying a hold. Valuation is C+. It's just dropped from B. Growth is A+. Profitability D+, as you can see, it's improved from D. Momentum from D- to D+, that's improved, and also revisions upwards, C- to B-. We've got some improvements there. All right, so I just thought I'd share that with you as well as we come to the end of this very brief analysis. I don't know enough about it yet to make a judgment if it's a buy, sell, or hold, but I'll be learning a lot tonight from the earnings. Now, if you're watching this live, we've got the earnings coming up in a minute. If you are watching this later, as it's video when it comes out later, the earnings I shall put above my head down below in the description, and you can watch the earnings back and make your informed decision. Over here, I'll put the Symbotic earnings. It looks like that. See on the big screen below me, behind me. There you go. And down here, I shall put a world exclusive event tomorrow morning, members only. It's only a couple of bucks to be a member, so it's just to keep the trolls out, to ask our CEO. So we're going inside tomorrow, inside behind the scenes of a company live in trading hours, members only event. It is Mobix Labs Mobix Labs Meet the CEO live event. You cannot afford to miss it. Very, very cool. How could you possibly miss that? Anyway, fantastic. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.